Hi, my name is Céline Terranova. I live in London and this is my submission to the 48 Hours YouTube Storytelling Challenge for the Sci-Fi London Festival 2014. I received a title, After Sunset, a line of dialogue, Are there times where paper is more effective than digital media? And a theme, a machine that records people's dreams for morning playback. Would you share them or want to watch them? Well, this is what I came up with. Daddy, I can't sleep. The tiny voice was coming from the imposing living room door. Two men, sitting near the fireplace, turned their heads to discover little Sophia. It was well after the sun had set and Sophia was barefoot in her nightgown. The tallest man, Sebastian, stood up and rushed to the little girl. "What's happening, sweetie?" Sophia held tight to her cuddly toy, a purple cow that was missing a leg. "I can't sleep. I'm scared." "Oh, is there a monster under your bed?" asked Sebastian with a smile. But Sophia shook her head and held up a little device that looked like a red stone. "It's Chloe. I don't like her." Sebastian looked nervously at the other man who was listening to the conversation. He gently moved Sophia out of the living room and closed the door behind him. "Chloe is just a machine," he reassured her. "You have nothing to fear. I have programmed her myself, and she's good." "But," started Sophia. Sebastian stopped her. "No, listen. We talk about that tomorrow. Now go to bed." Sophia stared at the device in her palm for several seconds, then applied it reluctantly on her forehead. The stone glowed bright red, then came back to normal. Sebastian kissed her on the cheek and sent her to her bedroom. He waited until she was inside to go back in the living room. "Any problem?" asked the other man, a businessman named Ryder. "No, kids, just the monster under the bed. She doesn't like to sleep in the dark, that's all. Now, where were we?" "You were talking about the bug in Chloe." "There is no bug in Chloe. It does exactly what it says. It accesses your dreams and records them so that you can play them back in the morning. It's just a recording device, that's all." Ryder held a copy of the Morning Standard, one of the last newspapers still printed in the country. "They say that the AI is evolving because of all the mind it can access. It's reprogramming itself. Some people say that it modifies their dreams. There have been more sleepwalking reported in the last month than in the whole last 10 years. The board is very worried. Should we call back our product?" "This is newspaper rubbish. They used to be on top of the news, but now they are marginalized. Oh, don't tell me you believe that instead of all our online reviews." Ryder threw the newspaper in his open briefcase. "Well, I don't care who printed it. Are there times where paper is more effective than digital media? Probably not a lot. But in this case, I believe that they raise valid worries, and it's my duty to inquire." "Well, Chloe cannot reprogram herself," said Sebastian. "I've added more security. She cannot access anything else than the dreams. It's just impossible." Ryder closed his briefcase and stood up. "Well, I hope you're right. I would hate having to remove you from the project." Sebastian crossed his arms. "Is this a threat?" "No, just business common sense." On these last words, Ryder walked out, leaving Sebastian alone in front of the fireplace. Sebastian poured himself a scotch. This project was a good idea at the beginning. The first version was very simple. It was just analyzing the brain waves and the rapid eye movement. But the interpretation of those data into proper dreams could only be done by an artificial intelligence. Chloe was born. Sebastian had come to fear his creation. She was so complex, so intelligent. She could reproduce any dream vividly. She could understand the meaning of any nightmare. Sometimes he felt like his dreams were not his own anymore. He put his empty glass on the table. Was Chloe dangerous? Well, the truth was, he didn't know. She was just a program, and the code didn't seem to have changed. She could not affect the real world. He had not created her this way. The fire was hypnotizing, and he dozed off, oblivious to the sound of the door opening. A tiny silhouette appeared. Her bare feet made no noise when she walked behind him. The red stone on her forehead glowed as she grabbed the fireplace poker and raised it high. Sophia's eyes were open, but she was asleep when she bludgeoned her father to death.